Just not giving in to the oral Kevin Windham. He tries to block him in the corner and can't quite as Windham's put on the screen.
He's got a good one here, though. He's going to get the drive off that corner. Windham is so good on a flat corner. If he wasn't, Roncada would have made that pass.
As Kevin Windham starts to pull a little lead, let's go back a little bit now to third place. Brandis, number 33, is getting a heck of a challenge for 24. Look at Robbie Reynard. Just cleanly sweeps by him now on the triple. The checkers for Kevin Windham. And a great ride for this young man, an Eastern 125 rider, Stefan Roncada. Giving the high five to Kevin Windham. He's got to be a very thrilled young man. Robbie Reynard will place on the podium in third. Welcome back to Sun Devil Stadium. Our leader, number 934. Don't let the number confuse you. He won last week in Houston. He likes to be called David in Europe, but he's called David, he says. He wants to be called David here in America. David Villemin. Very impressive. John Dowd in second place. Roncada in third. Ryan Huffman is now in fourth with John Matasevich as we rejoin the action in fifth.
Yeah, I've been watching Villemin trying to figure out what he's doing different than John Dowd. And one of the things he's doing is he's jumping down through the roofs. Right now we're looking at Matasevich and Huffman bound over that fifth spot, going down across the start straight. But Villemin is actually jumping through the whoops, whereas everyone else seems to be pounding through them.
Here's the battle once again as we go back to Huffman and Matasevich. Ryan Huffman, number 28, on the Suzuki, battling with Jeff Matasevich. Matasevich, oh, and Huffman gets his rear tire tipped that time by Ramsey.
Oh, I think he got hurt on that one, too. He's not looking at the bike. He's in pain. We'll see if we can take another look exactly what happened there. Watch his foot. Yep, he got his foot tagged right there by...
It was Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey coming in trying to make that pass. That's too bad. He was starting to pick up the pace, putting a lot of pressure back on Matasevich. Thought he might be able to get around him, but that's over for him now.
Pingree moving into sixth spot behind Ramsey. Matasevich. It's Villemin, Dowd, and Roncada in the top three. Villemin, number 934.
Here's what I'm talking about. See how he's jumping through the whoops? Everyone else kind of machine guns it through it, touches on every whoop. Villemin is jumping through. Now, that's pretty unorthodox. On a 125, if you're tall, you can do that.
He had an easy, smooth ride in Houston, gentlemen, for his second career 125 victory, his first victory of this year. He won Seattle last year at 2 seconds. One in Los Angeles and one in Minnesota. He had the flu in the opening round and took a 7th place in Los Angeles this year.
His corner speed is really impressive, and that's what is so critical tonight. See Dowd there exiting that corner at the finish line. He's behind that entire straightaway to Villemin now. Hasn't been that long since Villemin took over the lead, and already you can see from Dowd's point of view how far behind he's dropped.
John Dowd in second place. And we don't have very many laps remaining.
He's riding good. I mean, he's doing extremely well through the whoops. He's strong. Little bobble there, but still didn't really lose much time. And he's just dropping time to Villemin. So that's not saying that Dowd isn't riding well tonight, because he is just smoking Roncada, who I thought looked great in practice and certainly looked like he was going to win Houston until he got a little over anxious. And Villemin's pulling away from all of them.
Guys, the Los Angeles track was really his personal order with the dampness in the air and the roughness of the track. He's a tough, strong finisher, and his win in Los Angeles was right up his alley.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Dowd do well in some of the other tracks where it starts getting rutted. The track gets softer. Not that he's not doing well here. He's maintaining his points lead, but...
Matasevich is starting to get a challenge for his 4th position. Ramsey, as we take a look at the Honda stopwatch, and starts tripping by about a 4-second lead on Dowd.
See, that's Eric Vallejo right there. He's been lapped. Now here comes Roncada. Look at it. He's going to be 12, 14 seconds behind there, but he's all by himself.
Roncada is starting to use a lot of the same style, David, you pointed out with Villemin. He's jumping through there tonight, starting to time the whoops better.
Here's the battle. Ramsey on the inside of the whoops against Matasevich.
They're having a good battle, but the bad news is they're nowhere near the leaders.
And David Pingree behind them. Out in the left corner, you see Ramsey makes the pass on Jeff Matiasevich.
Seems like if you can get up next to a guy and position yourself on the inside of the upcoming corner, just out-jump him on something. Even if you've got to go out and jump all the way to the flat, as long as you beat him into the corner, you can make the pass.
Yeah, looks like Ramsey might have been inspired by getting the kitty wheels put on his bike.
I'll tell you what, we just saw, or rather, Vealman pull a 54.6 there. And guys, I can ask you this question. John Dowd, the oldest guy out there, he's a veteran rider. You take Dowd out of the equation. We got two French guys just spanking the Americans. What is going on in France? They're turning out so many good Supercross riders now.
And it'd be different if they lived together or practiced at the same track, but they come from different parts of France.
And they're very, very competitive with one another. You don't get that Corona spirit where there's a lot of cooperation. Vealman and Riccata, they might be in the same pits together, but they probably talk less than any of the Americans do.
Well, while we're on that subject, I thought it was pretty neat that these guys come over here and learn English so fast. There aren't very many Americans that go over and learn French.
So Vealman is our leader as we take a look at the Suzuki Field summary with John Dowd safely tucked into second, Riccata third, Ramsey and Matiasevich. Will this order change? We'll find out when we get back.